Yo, what's up, YouTube man? It's your boy Action Jackson, man. Today's video, I'm going to be bringing you guys about this, talking about this disgusting loss that Dallas Cowboys received, this hot L by the Green Bay Packers, man. So, before I hop into the video, I appreciate if you guys would like the video, subscribe, comment, and share. So, I'm not going to waste no time. I'm just going to jump straight into it, man. Man, this was a game. It was full of ups and downs. This was just a blunder by the Cowboys, man. This was like a Matt Flynn type of game where you have the lead. You're up 2 scores late in the fourth quarter. Not late in the fourth quarter, but, late in the third quarter. You have a 2-score lead against the Green Bay Packers. And you let them come back, and they scored, 17 straight unanswered points. Because you got 14 points for them to tie, bring it into overtime. Then, of course, the game-winning field goal that they got to beat Dallas. So, now, what this means for Dallas, honestly, is you're not with the loss today. You're not going to catch up to Philadelphia. Philadelphia, they play the Commanders tomorrow night. I feel like Philly's going to come in and just completely whoop them. So, now your division looks like right now, Philly might be 9-0 on Monday, or whatever their record's going to be. Then you got to look at Giants, who got to win today against the Texans. They're at 7-2. Then now you're Dallas, you're at 6-3, man. So I'll talk about that half, at the end of towards the end of the video, back half of the video. But man, this was horrible, and the Cowboys have glaring weaknesses right now, and I don't even know if we're going to even fix them. And I don't even know this, that this is fixable. CeeDee Lamb statistically had one of the best games ever, I believe, in his career. He had 12, 13 catches with 149 yards and I believe 2 touchdowns or a touchdown. I'm talking about offensively, man. We played horrible today offensively, man. We were undisciplined. We had a holding call in overtime. Anytime we had a big run on the draws, we were getting them. We were able to run the ball with Malik Davis and Tony Pollard. But I felt like today, if we had Zeke Elliott, we would have been just a tad bit better on offense, because Zeke is the bruiser. It's already cold out in Green Bay. We already know that walking into the game. It's cold out in Green Bay. You get Zeke. He's a pounder. He's a heavier back. They're not going to keep tackling Zeke Elliott the entire 4 quarters that we played in this game. Then you sprinkle in Tony Pollard. I think we would have easily won this game. But what kept Green Bay in this game, and one thing I know about Dallas's weak tendencies, is that once we come out of bye weeks, which something that we need to fix now, and I don't understand why we're like this. Every single time we come out of a bye week, every single time that we get done playing a Thursday night football game, not including Thanksgiving, the week after we play Thanksgiving, we have a 10-day break. I don't know what's up with the Cowboys, but when the Cowboys have any sort of rest and they come out of that rest, you would think, hey, you rest, you healed, you're bringing a lot of guys back that weren't there in the previous game. You're thinking, okay, cool, I'll bring them back. Everyone should be on, everything should be going. But I understand you didn't take any NFL reps. Green Bay, they just played a game the week prior when you were on a bye week. So I understand that to a certain degree. But this was a 3-6 football team. This is not a good football team, man. We just lost to one of the worst football teams in the league. Now, it isn't bad, I would have been more upset than if we would have lost to the Texans or the Jaguars. But I'm just equally as upset if we were to lose to one of those guys. No way you lose to a Packers team who none of the receivers aren't even good. Christian Watson went off in this game. He hasn't been doing that all season. All he's been showing the entire season was showing his low lights of him getting open, dropping wide open touchdowns. But like I said, we didn't come out and hit them first in the mouth. They hit us first in the mouth. They were running the ball, which I'm going to touch on in just a little bit. But I'm just going to get done about how all of a sudden the Packers decided to play great football today. like I said, man, we're going to need Zeke Elliott back. We're going to need another receiver. So, and we just lost to Green Bay. And there were rumors about about OBJ even wanting to sign with the Cowboys, because there were some rumors that I heard from Jeff Calvin. I was watching his analysis with Jesse Holley when they had their preview of the game today that they had yesterday, that, other than Green Bay, than Odell wanting a multi-year deal, they were talking about how Odell might not even want to play for the Cowboys if the Cowboys can't beat Green Bay. And we couldn't beat Green Bay. The Giants won. That's one of his interests in the team that he wants to go play for. The Niners play tonight. Depends on what they look like. Buffalo lost today to Minnesota. And so it was looking tough. I just think that right now, Zeke Elliott, hopefully he can come back, and we won't have shades and remembrance of last year where he didn't look the same after that knee injury. So that's about it for the offense. Dak Prescott needed to play a lot better in this game. I understand the 2 picks that he did throw, they were bad, but they were also, you can split the blame. And in the first pick in the end zone that he threw, they showed that play, a dozen times, but it was a clear out that Dalton Schultz was the lead man. He runs the leading route. He has to get across the safety's face, which will cause the safety to back up more in the red zone. Then CeeDee Lamb comes underneath that because he's right behind, because in front of Dalton Schultz behind is CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb's supposed to cut right underneath Dak Prescott, let it go. Touchdown. But Dak Prescott threw a costly interception right there in the end zone. It's just the little things that get you caught, and this felt like a playoff game, and this definitely would have been a playoff loss for us, because look, that was a horrible ball by Dak Prescott. Bad route concept and everything like that, because nobody was able to run the routes crisp around here. So defense got you an amazing stop, a sack fumble on Aaron Rodgers. That's the best thing your defense could have done. At least if you don't score 7, you get 3. Instead of being 7-0 and Green Bay scores in that ensuing drive once Dak Prescott throws a pick, it becomes 10-0. Now the Packers, they're in a hole. Now that's 1 pick. Then the second pick, I believe they were up. I believe it might have been like 7-7 or 14-7. And then Dak Prescott throws another pick, but CeeDee Lamb's not that crisp of a route runner. He couldn't get open. Or he got open, my bad, but he was supposed to get in front of the safety. He ran behind the safety. Dak Prescott thinking, okay, he's going to come in front of the safety, and then Dak Prescott throws another interception. 50-50 is the blame, but Dak Prescott needs to know it sucks, because we were on him in the past. We were saying, hey, he needs to throw receivers open. Well, he's trying to throw them open, but the receivers are running the wrong routes. So, it is what it is, but Dak Prescott does for sure need to play better in this game. And one thing I wanted to touch on before I even get into this defense is, why the heck did we go for it on 4th down in overtime? That made no sense. You were already in field goal range. I understand the stipulation. This was a Mike McCarthy game, and I felt like, and I didn't mention it in the video because I want to put it out there, but I felt like we were going to come into this game overconfident because we knew that Green Bay wasn't that great of a football team, but we were trying so hard to ball out for Mike McCarthy that we ended up costing ourselves positioning in the playoffs, man. So I don't know why we went for it. We know Brett Maher has a big leg. We knew that from when he came here in 2018. He showed it off in 2019 when he would be inconsistent and he would make 70, 80-yard field goals, but he would miss 40 yards. But now he's coming in. He's doing really, really well on all the intermediate kicks like he's supposed to. I would have gave Maher the chance to take 3 because I would rather have a chance knowing, hey, I'm going to try and make points than trying to give points. Because now, 28-28, you went for it on 4th down, didn't get it, and now you gave the Packers, on the 40-something yard line, the ball wouldn't have moved. If you would have went for it, you still had to play defense regardless. So it didn't matter if you got 3 points or you didn't. You still had to play defense. But at the end of the day, I would have felt a lot better at Dallas. I would have felt a lot better with Aaron Rodgers having to kick game-winning field goal than him having to score a touchdown. I'll get into that about Aaron Rodgers in a little bit. But, man, That was just blunders on the offense, man. We just have to play a lot better. So, defensively, if we can't get this fixed and we make the playoffs, we're going to get first round exited again. And then they're going to fire McCarthy, and it's going to be a big blunder again. I don't know whether or not we're going to keep Dan Quinn or not. But look, we need to stop the run. That's what I knew, and every Cowboy fan knew that pays attention and they're in tune with the team. We know that we suck at defending the run. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a mental thing. We spend resources at the position. Like we we traded picks to go get, but late picks to go get Jonathan Hankins. We went out there. We got a big bow. Quentin Bohanna. We got guys at the position. We need to go out there, man, and just stop the run. Like we have to play physical, because I am telling you right now, this is what's going to be. You're going to end up being the 6th seed right now. It might change. You might be the 5th seed because you have to beat Minnesota and you have to beat Giants. You lost already too many NFC games. I believe all our losses this year has been against NFC teams. We've lost 3 NFC teams, once to the Eagles, Packers now, and Tampa. That's 3 disgusting losses that you took that you shouldn't have taken. But look at where you're at, man. So now we just gonna have to stop this run, like I said. But going back to that playoff point, which is because, like I said, this was the playoff game for Green Bay. Every single game from here on out for them is going to be a playoff game. And so far, you would have been first round exited, like I said. We suck at stopping the run. I don't know what it is, and it's so annoying because that's what happened in the past 2 playoff losses, when we lost to the Rams with Todd Gurley on one knee, and we lost to a 500-pound running back. Then we went. That was in 2019. So then we went to the playoffs in 2022. So 3 years later, we played again an NFC West opponent, the Niners, and we played another run-heavy focused team, and we can't stop the run. They ran all over us with Debo and Elijah Mitchell and everything like that. So I don't know why we can't stop the run, but it's so annoying. So that was one. The defense, we couldn't tackle, we couldn't stop the run, and like I said, and what I knew about playing Aaron Rodgers, I could be a freaking philosophy teacher on Aaron Rodgers when he plays the Dallas Cowboys. I don't understand, but he all of a sudden turned into an MVP, which a lot of people predicted and was scared about. He's throwing back shoulder fades. Kelvin Joseph, turn around. It was just simple, like my keys. Like if Dallas just listens to the keys. We ran the ball well today. We could have ran it a bit better, but we ran the ball well. We aired the ball out. We did pretty decent against that. We were inconsistent on that point. Like I said, don't let Green Bay run the ball. And what were they able to do? They were able to run the ball with Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. Wow, what a surprise. Strike first against Green Bay. We didn't do that. Pressure A-Rod. We were pressuring A-Rod. We just didn't get home. We got pressure Green Bay's receivers. We did that. But, like I said, Aaron Rodgers knows that Diggs is good. Where did most of the Watson's touchdowns came against, or all the big plays offensively through the air? It came through Christian Watson that was being covered by Anthony Brown. Then it came against Deron Blander, rookie. We need to be better. Anthony Brown comes back, but I don't even think he's going to get his spot back. Kelvin Joseph didn't play that well today. Deron Bland got burnt. So now we need to go back into the saddle, go back into regroup. We need to think things through, because this secondary outside of Diggs, cornerback position-wise, sucks. It's going to cost us. So either we need to have a really great pep talk before we even head back, before we go back to Dallas and we have to go back to Minnesota. We need to talk, because I am telling you, I see the glaring weaknesses now. I don't want to see any. I don't want to see any memes or Cowboys fans crying or being upset or in their feelings if we lose in the first round of the playoffs, because I'm pointing out the weaknesses now. Offensively, we're not going to be able to air the ball out like how we would think that we used to, because we don't have a legit number one receiver. Great. CeeDee Lamb had a great game today, but Outside of that, tight ends are okay. They're mid. Outside of that, your wide receiver 2 is Michael Gallup. And I'm not even mad at him because, look, you're rushing him back. I told him, and that was one thing he went down, and I was mad because I was like, I'm glad he got up. I'm glad everything's great. God looked over him. But, dude, he shouldn't have been playing in this game because, like I said, you don't bring him back until November because of the knee issues. I don't know why Dallas did that. That was ignorant, but he's not ready to come back. So you brought him back. You know, it is what it is, man, at this point. But now, that's about it, the game. I let my frustration. It's okay. We lost to Green Bay, but we can't lose any more games, man. Like, we can't lose any more games, especially to NFC opponents. We just can't keep doing it. So the thing that's what's going to happen now is, I don't even want to talk about playoffs, but, you know, Dallas is likely on that road. They just need to fix some things up. But now, forget playoffs. Let's talk about next week, all right? We're going to play the Minnesota Vikings. And we struggled a little bit to run the ball on the Packers, who aren't that great at stopping the run. They won today, but, you know, you ran the ball on them 130 yards, but you weren't that effective on them. So now you're about to go play Minnesota, who's red hot right now. You know, they're on a 8-game win streak. They just beat Buffalo. Everyone's crowning Buffalo to be Super Bowl champs or to possibly even go play in February. Minnesota came back and won that game. Justin Jefferson's a dog, so you already know that Kirk Cousins is going to attack that. Now I'm nervous on the other end. Because what is Deron Bland, Kelvin Joseph, Anthony Brown going to do against Thielen? You know? Other than Michael Parsons playing forward and having to go after the passer and go get the quarterback, which I have no fault in him doing. Well, when they're going to attack, the one thing that Minnesota is going to do, they're going to attack our linebackers because they're going to test his deep secondary. Like, it's going to be tough playing Minnesota. Minnesota looks great. Like, they're going to be able to run the ball with Dalvin Cook because we can't stop the run. So they're going to be able to run the ball with Dalvin Cook. They're going to try and throw this ball out. And, you know, if Kirk Cousins has time, he's going to be able to throw that ball because Justin Jefferson is a dog. He's going to get open no matter if he's on digs or he's, you know, they're going to find a lot of ways to get that dude open. Thielen is also another solid receiver. Hawkinson, their newly acquired tight end, they're going to make sure they got him on a Donovan Wilson who isn't really that great in coverage, or Leighton Vander Esch. All I know is that Dallas better go out next week and punch through a wall and get through Minnesota. This is our toughest part of our schedule, and this is the reason why I'm going to say it right now. You play 3 games after this week. You play 3 games in 11 days. So next week you play Minnesota. Then you play on a short week against the Giants. Then after the week after that, you go play the Colts. So Dallas needs to figure it out and put it together, man. And last point before I head out, like I said, this run game is going to be the end of the season if we can't fix it. If we can't toughen up on defense, tackle better, we're going to be in issues when it comes to playoff time because we can't stop the run. No matter how many resources we allocate to it, we're not going to be able to stop the run. In Dallas offensively, when we're in these tight game situations, we can't have dumb holding penalties. You know, we can't stall out against bad opponents. We have to keep scoring. Whether it's field goals, touchdowns, we have to consistently put up points. Man, that's about it for the video. Hope you guys have a nice day. Stay safe, stay blessed. See you in the next video. Don't forget to comment, share, and like, and subscribe if you're new. Bye.